Damos un minuto. Okay. Hello, guys. Good evening. Thank you so much for being here with us for another English session on our community. This is unbelievable. As every single Monday, we join here at this same schedule in order to put in practice our English and knowledge that we currently have. So today we will be talking about on the importance of being grateful. I believe it is a good topic to put our English in practice and as well to gain or learn new vocabulary. So, as you know, how it works, it is just a real conversation in English. So, we are just gonna ask questions and we are gonna answer them as well from our perspective or from our point of view. And in that way, we are gonna create a real conversation in English. We are gonna try to do it 100% in English, but if you don't know any or some words, there is no problem if you can mix it with Portuguese or even with Spanish because we are in a multilingual environment today, this night. So that's it, a little bit about how it's gonna work. I'm gonna skip the self-presentation since everybody knows each other. I think we can move directly to the question number one. Okay, so let's do it. Question number one. Why do you think it's important to feel gratitude regularly rather than only occasionally? Lucas, how about you? What do you think about this statement?
Um, I think it's good evening, guys. I think it's important to be grateful every moment because every I believe every moment we have something to be grateful. And of course, this is really hard to be because we have a lot of problems in our life, and sometimes we think, "Oh my God, my life is so hard. I have a lot of things to do," and I believe the one part is just think in the just think and then focus on our problems and forget the good part of our life.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Thank you so much for your insight, Lucas. Sometimes we as human beings, we focus more in the bad or the worst parts rather than the good things. And it seems like we get for granted that the good things are over there and it's something common, and we start like forgetting them. So yeah, it's a good message. Thanks so much, Lucas. And Fernanda, how about you? What do you think about the importance of feel gratitude regularly rather than only occasionally?
I think feeling gratitude regularly helps us to feel more positive about the life in general, and also we can have like a I don't know, feel happy when the things could happen, not just sometimes, but always. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree with that part that you just mentioned. That it helps us when we feel like everything is going wrong, and that negative mindset comes to us. And when we think a little bit deeply about the good and little things that we can be grateful for, it can be something simple like the food that we have on our tables, or our health, or the opportunity to be here at least 1 hour just practicing English, little things. I believe this can change our mind and being more positive and face the next challenges in a better way. Yeah, and that it's really important. Thanks so much for Ebenezer. What do you think about the first question?
Hello? Do you hear
Yeah.
me?
hmm Yeah, we do.
Okay. I think my internet has my it said that my connection is unstable, but okay. Well, I think being or feel gratitude or I think it benefits. First, I benefit myself, and I of course I can benefits to the receiver, because it's like we highlight a good action or a lead, or it's a positive aspect that we had received. And when we just say thank you or something like that, I believe that the receiver feels happy, and that good aspect of that good action, mm, I think it make the receiver feels great, feels good. Maybe we can make you the day happier. So in my case, it's like if you say thank you to someone, it's like we have received some a good action, and it makes me feel good. So I think it's important for a good, maybe like a basic day. You are having a day something, and you receive something good, and it make it better, or your day is going to be more how can I say better. Yeah, your days it gets better.
Yeah, yeah. The little things are important, as you said. For example, when we are working and we imagine, depending on our position, we have some responsibilities, and sometimes it becomes something routinal, something that happens like automatically, and sometimes our an ex-colleague comes to us and tell us or say to us, "Thank you so much for your help because you helped me to solve this problem," and I believe these little things create that sense of it's meaningful even more than the work that we have to do. So yeah, thank you so much, Ebenezer. Let's move on to the next question. And in this one, we are going to talk about mental health. Uh, Per, could you please read the second question and answer it?
Yes. In what ways can being grateful influence your mental health and well-being? Well, I think having gratitude it can reduce our stress because we feel more positive about the things that happen in our life, and also we can feel less anxious, I think, because we try to really enjoy the good things that happen and understand that our life is like we can have good and bad moments, but if have positive thought, if we think in a positive way, we can feel more relaxed, I think. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, I couldn't agree more with you. When we live like in a grateful life and we start like valuing more the little things, and we stop thinking about the bad sides, we become more positives. And obviously, as a result, the stress reduces, the anxiety reduces. But unfortunately, it's not that easy to say, okay, next day I will be grateful for everything, so all my problems will disappear. It's not like that. It's something that we have to practice daily. Thank you so much, Per. Lucas, go ahead. What do you think about the question number two?
I think being grateful help a lot our mental health, because I think it's important to reduce stress, anxiety. Uh, I think it's important to focus and to see the our life in positive aspect. I mean, if we just think in negative things or negative aspect, you will be more sad, and I think our life is hard, and if you just think in your problems, I think it's become more harder. So harder. So it's important to try to find ways to get the hard easier, and just think in negative aspect, make this harder. So being grateful in the small things, and being grateful to have a good family, a good work, and enjoying the simple things that we have in our life. It's important to boost our mental health.
Yeah, something really powerful that you mentioned. It's when everything is going wrong, we make it even worse with our negativity. And unfortunately, we as human beings, we do that it's something normal on us. I am not sure why, but yeah, we create a chaos when it is already a big chaos. So with our mindsets, negative mindset, so it's important to be grateful and sometimes stop a little bit and remember the good things that we have in our mind in our lives. It can be I'm not sure. It doesn't it doesn't have to be like something material. It can be your family, your health, your husband, your wife, or if you have your work, be grateful for that. And yeah, I believe it's something that we have to handle better. Ebenezer, what do you think about it?
Yeah, when we think or talk about mental health, uh, we talk about those negative emotions that we want to avoid, like by regret, resentment, and um, I think there are a lot of books or about neuroscience that talks about those emotions that we need to avoid. In this case, being grateful, it's like the opposite of thinking in negative emotions, and we focus in on the person's strengths, like what that person has made in a good way, and we highlight that. And it's difficult to feel grateful and envious at the same time. So we should practice being grateful in life, because it's like a medicine for our mental health, right? I think trying to think more about good things, it will make us being more grateful about everything and with other persons that are closer to us.
I'm gonna rephrase that part that you just said, that is like a medicine for our mental health. It's something really important. Thank you so much, Ebenezer. Before going to the next question, I would like to ask you guys if you could bring to the table one way that you express gratitude or thankfulness in your daily life. Do you the first question, do you practice it daily? And if you have a good example, it can be repeated because we perhaps one member do the same thing. So, well, I'm gonna put my example. Well, me as a Christian, well, as a Christian Adventist, we normally pray for for our dinner, for our lunch, and before starting our day with my wife. So we are grateful for all of the things and the opportunity to face a new day. Although we know some days are difficult, we start that with a pray. So it's one way that I express gratitude. In my case, to God. So Ebenezer, do you have an example like that?
Yeah, in my case, when I have to face a difficult situation, of course, we just make a pray, trying to just get an answer. And in this case, one thing that I am trying to make as a as a habit. It's like asking my, in this case, my daughter, that my daughter, I ask her about what of the best thing in this day, or what happened was the best in this day. So I try to make her think about those good things that this day has given to her.
Mm-hmm.
So in maybe I should do it in the last of in the end of the day, like make
Mm-hmm.
try to think or make a summary about good things in this day. uh, I think that make you feel better. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, it could make have a good rest too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good practice, I believe, trying to recall all of the good things that has happened until now in that current day is a good practice yeah, it for everybody, not just for kids. Yeah, it's a good practice. Thank you so much, Ebenezer. Lucas, what about you? Do you practice gratitude daily? And if you have some example.
Yes, I try to practice this every day. I am a positive person.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Fernanda can say sometimes she feel bored with me because I am really positive, and I try to understand every situation in my life. It's a part of process, so I need to understand that it's normal to happen, and I like to enjoy the moment. So I like to be grateful for the simple things in my life, like the breakfast, the lunch, and to have opportunity to live. So I think that is important. Question: I asked something for you because
Go
uh,
ahead. No problem at all.
you said I'm sorry, but you said you are Christian
Uh-huh.
and you are Christian. In Spanish, Christian and Christian is the same.
Yeah, it's Cristiano,
Yes.
Ah,
like Cristiano
because
Ronaldo.
yes, because in Portuguese, Cristiano is the name, and to be Christian is
Mm-hmm.
cristão. And I
Mm,
was
yeah, yeah, that's it.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Lucas. And yeah, it's important to have like another important point about what you said. In a couple, it's important to have a person who is positive. In this case, it's you. I'm not gonna say that Fernanda is negative, but I'm gonna say that perhaps she's not as positive as you are. So it's good to have that balance in
Yes.
a couple. Thank you so much, Lucas. Fernanda, go ahead. Do you practice gratitude daily? And if you can bring one example to the table.
Mm, One day, some days more than others. But I have a notebook that sometimes I write when some things that I'm grateful for, and sometimes I pray just saying thank you for the things that positive that happened in my week, and that's it. But I think I could be more positive. Sometimes I don't feel so much positive person. And that's
Yeah, it's a good practice as well, writing about the things that you are grateful for. I never thought about it. It's a good way to express your feelings, like writing a diary. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. That was like a spontaneous question, and let's move on to the question number three, if I am not mistaken. I want to read this one, okay? How does gratitude affect your relationship with family, friends, and colleagues? Well, from my view, gratitude and thankfulness is essential in relationships, such as relationship with your family, with your friends, or with colleagues, with your husband, with your wife, with your partner. In that case, I believe that being grateful for everything, it can be even with the bad with for the bad moments. From my view, it's important because if we are just get used to receive things and just to do anything, perhaps we can. kill the relationship, because perhaps the other person will think that we don't care about the things that she or he is doing for us. It can be with something material, as mentioned before, or just with some acts, like preparing something delicious for you, or just spending some good time with you, like spending 1 hour talking about things. So it's important to be grateful for everything. In this case, with relationship, in my view, it's essential, it's crucial. Let's move with you, Fer. What do you think about it?
Mm, I think it affects in a good way. Like when we are grateful for the things that happen, normally we have a positive action. Like we brings that we trust in our family and friends, and also it creates a good environment, I think,
Mhm.
between the relations. So I think it's good for everybody. Like it's bad when we are talking with a person and the person just say negative things. It's like not so good. So I think it's it's good when we have a like a positive environment.
Yeah, for sure. When everybody like is positive in the same, like with the same feelings, expressing gratitude, and it's something that is reciprocal. I'm gonna use that word. Yeah, you create that good environment. Thank you so much for Ebenezer. What do you think about this?
Well, I think a human being has been made to receive love.
Hmm.
So, in this case, talking about family, or maybe talking about your wife or your husband, uh, I think it's really good to highlight good things. Like, I don't know, oh, this meal was great. It was really cool. I love it. And of course, this kind of emotions will strengthen the connection between you and your mate. And it's the same in at work with colleagues. And I think it values the effort that they are doing, and of course this increases the reciprocity in this case me and my wife, or me or the colleagues. So no one here wants to receive something like something like we were not doing so good.
Yeah, and an important point is that sometimes like the those kind of ways to express gratitude, it can become like something automatic. So I believe it's important to do it in different ways, not just say thank you for the meal, or when with your colleague, or with your coworker, thank you for have resolved it. I believe that you can do it in different ways, like adding something not that big, but something more meaningful. I started doing that with my colleagues as I'm working as a leader. Sometimes I have to check the code that my colleagues are writing. So sometimes I was so cold and I just closed the task. Okay, done, done, done. Now I started like doing writing something different. Like, okay, good job. You did it. This good. This better. You are improving this part. So I am trying to do that. I believe it can create that good environment at work, and not just at work, as well in your family or any other kind of relationship. And to finish this part, Lucas, go ahead. What do you think about it?
I think a lot of benefits relationship, because we have a busy life, and to have a moment to say that simple thank you for something, I think it's important. Uh, but sometimes in the moments that we don't say thank you for uh, for some actions, I think it's, how can I explain this? Uh, I mean, I am a positive person, and every moment that someone help me, I like to say thank you, and it's normal to me. And one day that I don't say thank you, I think it's terrible, because the person, the people, it's they are, how can I say, they are, I forgot the word in English, acostumado with my behavior, you know.
Get used.
And I I think it's really important to have a moment to be grateful with the simple things, simple actions, and it's helped a lot the relationship. Um, yes, I think it's more because we have a busy life, and every moment we are doing something, working and studying, and of course we don't. We need to remember to be grateful, but really grateful, not because we think it's good, and I think the person you like. No, you need to be a correct person, and you need to say this in your heart, no, because you want to be. I think it's good. That's it.
Thanks so much, Lucas. And yeah, we are like always in a rush, unfortunately, because we have our worries, we have to pay our bills, we have to study, we have to finish our degree, we have to practice English, we have to practice Spanish, and we started like yeah. Forgetting about the little things. It's something that unfortunately happens, but with practice and with practice we can improve this part. Let's move to the next question. We already talked about this one, but perhaps you can bring to the table one strategy, perhaps some ways that you manage these stressful moments. So let's move on to the question number 4. Can gratitude help you cope better with difficulties or a stressful situation? Why or why not? Well, I'm gonna give some examples that I normally use when something bad happens in my life. For example, if I break something or if something, for example, imagine that I'm going on the road and I crash my car, but everybody's safe. It's just something material. One thing that I started to think is in this way. It could have been worst. So I start imagining like worst scenarios. Perhaps if I somebody could have a diet, or if the material loss could be even worse. So I like recreate scenarios, worst scenarios in my mind, and I say, okay, it could have been like worst. So it's one way that I manage difficulties and stressful situation in my daily life. So I start being more gratitude for that moment that it hasn't been that worse, and perhaps I can solve it in one way. So that's one strategy that I normally use. So I would like to know from you, firstly, about the question, and if you have one strategy that you use. Okay, Ebenezer, what do you think about it? Question number 4, and if you have
Yeah,
any strategy.
yeah, that example was a good one. And there are a lot of people that when you have a difficult situation that give you some support. A car accident is one of them. A robbery it's another one. That in those cases, supported people says, but thank God you are leave you're okay. Those are material things that could be replaced. For those people that practice grateful, or maybe those who practice trying to make good emotions, it's like they frames this difficulty in a like that it's going, it's temporary. So this is not make it easier, but of course this make you think, or make you put you in a position, in this case about you, that you had a car accident, that you are okay and nobody was injured. We had a material loss, but okay, it's gonna be replaced, and it is temporary, and there everything has a solution. So for those who try to think positively, and this can make you face those difficult times in a better way, and you know that you are okay, or the position that you are in that moment make you think about the good things, and you are not focusing on those that are not so good.
Thank you so much, Vinicius, for your response and as well for your insights. In this case, Lucas, what do you think about this question?
Yes, I think great to help a lot. When I am like you, Christian. When I face a hard situation, I try to think that the situation could be worse, and I need to be grateful because it wasn't. And I think to be grateful um boosts resilience, and in that moment reduce a little bit the stress. Of course, when something bad happened, it is hard to don't feel stress or sad in that moment. But of course, there are some ways to lead with the moment, like trying to combat the negative thinking. And but I think to be grateful help to lead with a difficult situation.
Yeah, I have another question, but I'm gonna wait until Fernanda respond this question. So, Fer, what do you think about how can gratitude help to you to co to cope better with difficulties and stressful situations?
Um, Normally I try to maintain a good perspective of the situation. And sometimes I do like a comparison with other moments of my life that the things were not working so well. And that's how I can be grateful. Oh, it's better situation now, but I don't know, like 6 months ago it was worse. So it's a way that I feel grateful too, and give me like ideas to have solutions.
Yeah,
Okay.
thanks so much, Fer. And the other question that I had, it's about if you know someone who you admire because the way that that person manage stressful situations. Uh, well, because from my view, somebody who is calm when like that person crashed his or her car, or when he or she is facing a difficult time, but that person is really calm, is because they are already mastered gratefulness. That's my perspective. So, do you have any example of one person that you know, an acquaintance, relative? In my case, I don't know because all of my parents, all of my relatives are like nervous people who cannot like control their emotion when something bad happens. But do you have like any person in mind? Perhaps Lucas?
Oh, it's for
Lucas.
me.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, my about my parents. My father is uh I think they're both they are really uh, calm with the hard situation, and I think it is helped me a lot and to know how to deal. I think to be grateful, it's have a connection to know how to lead with the hard situation. When you know how to lead the hard situation, I think it's easier to be grateful
Mm-hmm.
because when we face a hard problem or something bad, we think, oh my God, I don't know how can I how can I face this problem. I think this is we feel a little bit sad and anxious because we don't know how to lead. But at the same time, you can think, oh my God, I faced something uh, something harder in the past, and I knew how to lead, and so I think my parents they helped me a lot to know how to face problems and they help me to ask to help when I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how to lead a problem. So I don't have any problem to ask helping if
Mm-hmm.
I face something hard to to lead. And I think that it's my parents. They are really good with a free situation and to
Mm-hmm.
face a hard situation, and it's helped me a lot.
Yeah. For my view as well, I believe parents are a good example. I think that is because they have already lived so long, so they have a lot of experiences. So it's good to know them like as an example. What about you, Fer? Do you know anything that you could consider like a person who managed really well these kind of stressful situations?
Mm, I think my mother and also Lucas is really calm to deal with the situations and positive. Yeah, I think this true.
Thanks so much, Fer. And Ebenezer, what about you?
Yeah, I think my wife. My wife, it's like I'm gonna mention an example. Um, I don't know if she has lost the cell phone like I don't know maybe 15 times, something like that. In though in all those situations, she was very calm and confident that
Mm-hmm.
the cell phone will show up. So, and it, it's that's incredible. But in all the situation, of course the cell phone just it's like someone took it and we call and the person was like he want to give us the cell phone back. So she doesn't lose the patience. Like she's really calm, very
Mm-hmm.
confident, and I really in those situations I'm just like I'm looking another cell phone to buy or something like that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know. It's if there is a bad situation, I'm just thinking about what I have to do now. Like sometimes I lost my wallet and I was thinking about all my ID card, the card, the bank cards, and all those things that I have that I had to block and everything. But in that case, my wife like very confident that the wallet will appear, something like this. And in this case, I really can say that my wife is that person that is like very positive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great to know someone who will help us in this moment that we lose the control. Yeah, I gonna as well bring my wife to this example because I am the one who lose everything when something bad happens here at home or with us or in different contexts. So let's move on to the next question. Fernanda, could you please read the next one? I believe it's the, let me see, the fifth one.
Ah,
Uh,
okay. Mm, ah, what difference does it make when we express gratitude out loud versus just feeling it internally? Mm, I don't know. I've never thought about it, but maybe like we can influence other people with our attitude positive. And when we just feel it internally, we can uh, just us can have the benefits of it.
mhm.
I would say it's this, but I never thought about it. That's it.
Yeah, that's really interesting what you said. I wasn't thinking about it that when it's something, perhaps you receive something that you are grateful for, but you keep it internally, the benefit is gonna be just for you. And although that person did it with all of his or her heart, and if you don't say anything, I believe it's not gonna be that good. So it's important to express it out loud. It doesn't mean that you're gonna yell or shout to the word that you are grateful for. It just can be like, okay, thank you so much because you did it for me. It's really meaningful to me. So, but it's important to express it from my view. That's my opinion about this question. Lucas, what about you? What do you think about the differences and yeah, about the differences?
I I agree with Fernando said, and I think some people need to listen. Uh, need to listen the this ex need to listen for himself this gratitude. Like the person can thinking, oh my god, I am grateful, I am a good person, I have a but at the same time, the person needs to say this out loud to hear this because I don't know, sometimes the person know everything that the person have and the things that she can do and etc.
Mm,
But when someone talk to her, the person think, oh yeah, this is true. But the person already know. And just the but I don't know if the person don't believe in herself and when someone say the same thing that she knows and I don't know, but I think some people need to hear out loud.
yeah, it's okay as well. That's really cool, interesting as well because it depends on people. I'm gonna bring one example briefly. When we were on our vacation time with my family, I was the driver of the car. We had the two groups. So the first group was mine, and I had my oldest sister in my car. And every single time that we get in specific place, like in a restaurant, in a mall, or in a park, every single time that we get that place, my sister told me, "Thank you so much, Christian. Thank you so much, Christian." And it started being like for me something annoying because it was my job at that moment. And I said, "Why are you telling me every single time? Thank you so much, Christian." And she told me because here is so dangerous. We are in another country, and it's not that safe to drive here. So that's why I think it's important to give you thanks every single time that we get in safe to another place. So I understood, and I didn't complain anymore. Yeah. Uh, Ebenezer, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I am agree with you guys, but I can add something more that is motivates me. It's like when you just say thank you to a receiver, maybe you are motivating him to I don't know, like it's like you're validating his effort, and you're motivating to continue doing the or being the same as he is. So I think that I it feeling gratitude in internally, it's okay, but sharing grateful for to other persons, I think it's showing them that you really appreciate its work.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you, Ebenezer. It's a way to motivate other people to continue doing that. It can be to a colleague as well with your partner, because if you give thanks, it's something that is sincere. I believe it's really powerful, and if your gratitude is sincere, I believe as well that it can be noticed. It's not, and if it is fake, it can be noticeable as well. So yeah, that's another thing that I would like to add. Let's move on to our last question. I believe we won't have more time to answer others. And from my view, the next one is really interesting to know more about you guys. So let's move on to the question number 7. How might being grateful change the way you set life goals or priorities? It's really, really profound. So, Ebenezer, what do you think about it?
Well, being grateful, how can being grateful can change the way of the life goals and priorities? Oh, well, I think it's like it can help me to inspire a goal, or maybe it can make me think about where 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 I'm today, and I can be very grateful about the things I have and where I am. And in this case, make me think about the good things that I am doing, and how can I improve in this case, could be improve like a person, improve like a I don't know, maybe at work, and like it's like being grateful, as with we're talking in this session, is like thinking about positive things about someone, so I can think about the positive things that I have and all my strengths, focusing always in this case in the great things that I have done, and how can I improve, and how can I benefit or be better to motivate coworkers, or maybe in my family or friends, or in my circle that's closer to me.
Thank you so much, Ebenezer, for your insight, for your response. Briefly, I'm gonna give my opinion. I believe when we are grateful for the things that we already have, we stop like thinking about like big goals that we would like to achieve. For example, putting as an example, material things. Sometimes we want to buy an apartment or a big house, or the house of our dreams. We start like stressing so much about saving money and about perhaps working more. And there is a point that you say, okay, it's gonna take so long, like 30, 40 years to get over there. So we start like uh, feeling really bad about that, and we start comparing ourselves with others as well. So that combination can be worrisome for us. And I believe when we start being grateful for the things that we already have. Imagine that you live in a small apartment, but you say, okay, I can pay this apartment. I'm living well here, so I don't need to like think about that mansion or that house of my dreams. It is not something that is gonna be like meaningful. So if I buy something a little bit bigger than the apartment I currently have, I wanna still being happy with that because I am really happy. So I believe it's a good example about being grateful with the thing that you already have. It can be something material or not, that can change the way that you set goals and your priorities. And yeah, that's a good example. I believe it. What about you, Lucas?
I think being grateful for the moment present help to keep motivated to want to achieve more in the future. Um, because I believe the present affect our on future. Is of course, like I mean, if I'm not grateful to be here talking in English, I wouldn't be motivated to study more. And of course, in the future, I will want to be able to speak in English because in the past I wasn't motivated to study. So I think, in my opinion, it is the connection.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good example. Sometimes we uh, put in English learning as an example. Sometimes we get mad because we cannot remember a word or we can use specific words and we don't see any progress. But we have to be grateful to be at the level that we currently have. Otherwise, we won't be able to like get motivated to go to the next level. So yeah, it's a good example. Thanks so much, Lucas. And to finish to this part, Ferg, please go ahead.
Um, I think being positive gives us a optimistic mindset, so it's really good. And also we can appreciate more the good things that happen and feel glad. Even when bad things happen, it's like a way to learn. So it's good to see the life like this, like oh, the mistakes are necessary to learn and improve always, always improve.
Thank you so much. It's been really, really important, really insightful as well. And that's it, guys. We finish since we don't have more time to go to the next question. Briefly, I would like to know from you if you use a new word today or if you learned something new today. Briefly, please, because we just have 1 minute and I know that you have the other responsibilities. Well, I use one word that is not here in the list, but I use reciprocal, and it's a word that I'm really happy because I could use it. So, what about you, Lucas? If you learn something new or if you use a new word today?
And of course, gratitude, gratitude, grateful, and I think the boost, will be in boost. I'm not the word. Boost is not the word that I use in my day,
Hmm.
and it is cool.
Thank you, Lucas. Fer, what about you?
This expression that was in one of the questions cope with, I didn't know before, so I
Hmm.
learned it this one.
Thank you, Fer, and Ebenezer. What about you?
Yeah, the same as Fernanda. I didn't know that word. This is the first time that I see this word. And just no, I just want to say thank you for this community that we are there, that we have the opportunity to practice English and learn not just more about English, and I think we learn a lot of about life and this kind of situation. So thank you.
Hmm. Thank you guys again for being here, and thank you, Benicio, for your feedback. And I hope to see you in the next English session that is gonna be the next Monday. That's it for today, and have a great night. See you later. Ciao, ciao.